In this video, we're going to talk about area of circles and sectors, which is a portion of the area. So first, we need to know a little bit about how do you find the area of a circle? Pi r squared. We should know that. So pi area equals pi r squared. Remember, when you use your calculator, we're using pi. We're not using 3.14 or 22/7. We're using pi. So all I have to do here, I'm given the radius, so pi times 4.2 squared. Remember where that pi button is in your calculator. It is above, it's in blue, and it's where that caret button is. So you go second, type in that caret button, and that gives you pi, and then open parentheses 4.2 squared, and I get the area is 55.42 meters squared, and you're rounding to the nearest hundredth. I will take off 1 point if it's not rounded the same because we are using pi. So let's take a look at number 2. It's given the diameter, so I know that the radius is 13. So again, pi r squared, so pi times radius squared, and I get pi times 13 squared, and I get 530.93 yards squared would be my final answer here. Let's take a look at number 3. So this is this is a semicircle. It's half of a circle. So I'm still going to find the area of the whole circle, and then I'm just going to divide it by 2. So if I want to write that out so I don't get confused with my process, I can. It's giving me the radius, so pi 24 squared, all divided by 2. So pi 24 squared divided by 2, and I get 904.78 feet squared. Okay, so that's just a review. That should be a refresher on how to find the area of a circle. Now, on this one, if it doesn't give you a picture, draw it. It takes no time to draw a picture of a circle. So there's my circle. I know that the area is 380.13 square meters, and I need to find the diameter. So I'm looking for the diameter. So area equals pi r squared. So my area is 380.13 equals pi r squared. So to get r by itself, I divide both sides by pi. And when I do that, divided by pi, I get r squared equals, keep it in your calculator. I don't want you rounding at this point. I want you rounding at the very end. So I'm going to keep this in my calculator, and I need to take the square root of that. So I'm going to do second squared, gives me that square root. And then to type in my answer, I'm just going to do second entry, and that is going to copy and paste it right there. So my answer, if rounded to the nearest hundredth, is going to be 11.00 meters. So that is my final answer, okay? But that's my radius, and I'm looking for my diameter, so I need to multiply it by 2. And I get 22.00. I'm rounding to the nearest hundredth. That's why I put those placeholders in there. So 22.00 meters would be my final answer. Okay, so that is that's just a quick review on the area. Let's go down here and talk about the sector. What is a sector? It is just a portion. It's a section of a circle. So a sector is a section of a circle bounded by a central angle and its intercepted arc. So this is the arc right here that we're talking about, and this is a central angle, okay? So we haven't gotten those definitions yet, but here's my central angle, and that's the intercepted arc. So we want to think of a sector like it's a pizza. All right, now to find the area of a sector, I like to think of this as a proportion, okay? You know that there are 360 degrees in a circle. And I know that pi r squared is the area of that circle. So if I know the degree of the measure of an arc, I can find the section of my circle. Okay, so I like to set it as a proportion. This represents degree measure, and this proportion represents area measurement. Okay, so watch what happens here. If I look down at number 6. Okay, this says 51 degrees. I hope you can tell that in your notes, but that's 51 degrees. So that's my central angle. So watch how I'm going to set this up. I know that there are 360 degrees in a circle, and I'm looking for the area that has 51 degrees. I know that pi r squared gives me this total area. Can I find the area of this? Sure, because it says that the length of segment BC is 16. So that means I can find the area of my circle. So area is pi r squared. So now I'm going to do pi. My radius is 16 and squared. And I know that it's 804.25 square feet. Okay? And I'm looking for this area. So now I've created a proportion. Now I'm just going to cross multiply. I get 360x equals this, and then divide both sides by 360, and I get that this section was 113.94 square feet. Okay? All right, let's do a couple of more together. Let's look at numbers 9, 11, and 13. We'll do those together. All right, so 9, 11, and 13. Now, the shaded region is what I want to find the area for. So you got to keep that in mind, right? So if this is 42, I'm looking for this right here. So I'm going to do 360 minus 42, and that's going to give me 318 over 360 degrees. So make sure that you're finding the area of the right part. So 318 over 360. I know that YZ is 9. So the area of the full circle is going to be pi. Radius is 9 squared. And I get 254.47. I'm looking for the area of this portion. So 360x equals this. And then I divide both sides by 360. And I get the area is going to be 224.78 inches squared of that section. Okay. Let's look at number 11. Okay. So here, the shaded region is what I'm looking for, and I know that central angle is 29 degrees out of 360 degrees. So ST is 32.5. So to find the area of the circle, again, you know it's pi r squared. So I'm going to do pi radius squared, and I get 3,318.31. And to find the area, I'm just looking for this section. So 360x equals 96230.91, all divided by 360. And I get 267.31 feet squared. That's the area of that section. Okay, let's do one more together. Number 13. So the section I'm looking for, it's 72 degrees out of 360 degrees. I know that JI is 15.1, so I can find the area by doing pi radius squared, and that gives me an area of 716.31. So I'm going to cross multiply. It's a proportion. And then all divided by 360. And I get 143.26 inches squared for the area of that section. Okay. Let's do one last one together.